Yeah, good. Yeah, so we are live. Good evening, everybody. You're welcome to the International Masterful Speakers Masterclass, the April 2022 cohort. This is Coach David Lawal, the Masterful Speakers coach. And I'm happy to have all of you here today. So today we have both the Masterful Speakers who have registered for the International Masterful Speakers Masterclass, the April 2022 cohort. And we also have those who maybe are trying to check out the masterclass today who are getting the free access. So for those who are getting the free access today, I do hope that you get to know what the masterclass is about so that you might be convinced to finally sign up for the masterclass if you think it's something that is of value to you. So feel free to participate because today is a free session. Our speaker for today is currently available. That's Masterful Speaker Dorcas. Masterful Speaker Dorcas is currently available. Dorcas Kayade, the the you can't imagine Masterful Speaker Dorcas. Royal Damsel. I'm trying to remember that the Royal Damsel, right? So
Yeah.
she is going to quickly greet you guys, and then we're going to move into introduction. We're going to introduce ourselves to each other, and then from there, we're going to get to hear from Masterful Speaker Dorcas while she teaches us today. So, Masterful Speaker Dorcas, could you just greet all of our Masterful Speakers this evening?
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the April course of this class. I'm so excited to be here, and I love the response in the chat already, and I believe we'll have an amazing time together.
Yeah, I know you dwell where vibes dwell, like when there is energy and fire and
Yes.
excitement. So you can quickly notice the excitement in the chat section, and I believe that you're loving it already. So Masterful Speaker Dorcas, I wonder if you help me coordinate this session. Just the people on your screen, call on them, have them introduce themselves, and then after that we can jump into your session. What do you think? What do you think, Masterful Speaker Dorcas?
I'm sorry, I had unstable network, so I didn't get that part.
Oh shit. Someone already said your smile is amazing. Okay, so I was
You
like
said,
saying, oh, looks like I'm perhaps it's my network. Who can hear me clearly? Can anyone hear me clearly? If you can hear
okay,
me clearly, okay, okay, fine.
I
So,
had, can anyone hear me clearly?
okay, great. So, Masterful Speaker Dorcas, what I want to do
Okay.
for us is to lead the introduction session where the masterful speakers get to introduce themselves, like show us their face, tell us about themselves, tell us how they got to know about the master class, and then what are their expectations, what is one peculiar, interesting thing about them. Let them just greet all of us. All right. So over to you, masterful speaker Dorcas. Did you get that?
Yes, I got that. Thank you so much, Coach David. So once again,
Okay.
you're welcome. And thank you. I saw a compliment in the comments box. Thank you so much. So I'm Dorcas Tolulope Kayode, and I love to be addressed as Royal Damsel. Now, I just want you to tell me your name and what you do, and how you got to know about this class, and your expectation in this class. So, who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yes, I'm Adeboye Jeremiah Obafemi by name.
You're welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You're welcome.
Okay. So, what I do actually, I'm a student and as well an entrepreneur. So,
Okay.
my expectation in these masterful speakers, friendship, leadership is to is to know more on how to make presentation, impactful presentations, and how to master good speaking English.
Yes, I can hear you. You're welcome, Jeremiah.
Yes,
I know that you would definitely get the very best from this class. Thank you for being the first person to speak. I love that. So who wants to go next? If you can actually, let us see your face. It will be very nice. If you're in a place where you can see your face, it will be very nice.
I mean, in that place.
Okay, no problem, Jeremiah, no problem. I mean the next person.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Sorry, okay. Yeah, Adewale. I'm in a dark place, so you can't see my face. There's no light.
You know what? If we can't see your face, there's no point. No problem. There's actually no problem. You don't have to say it. You get. There's no problem.
All right. Okay.
There's no problem. And this for everybody.
Right,
You don't have to always apologize that we can't see your face. Just go straight to your points. No problem.
All right. My name is Adewale Olusomi Udushe, but you can call Adewale or Masterful Speaker Adewale. Yeah, I am a writer. I love to write. I'm also a motivational speaker. I love speaking to people. I love it so much. I love motivating people, and I love to write a lot. Like I've said before, and I am here because I want to improve my speaking. I want to be able to speak confidently. You know, on a particular day, I met Coach David during one of the program he was invited to, and on that day I was disqualified from it show because I wasn't speaking confidently. I was just talking like soliloquizing. So that's when he introduced me here. So I am here to learn how to speak confidently. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very much welcome. Thank you. The next person.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. You're welcome.
My name is Adewale Oluwatosin Deborah. I like to be called Mojola. Yeah, I'm a hairstylist. That's what I do. I got to hear about the Masterful Speaker class through a seminar program I attended where Coach David was one of the speakers. So he talked about it, and I actually like speaking, but I have some issues with proper grammatical expressions. So I took the opportunity to learn to speak well using the right words. So I know I will learn more. I'll learn more from this. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very much welcome. The next person. Exceptional youths. The other time I could see your video. Are you right?
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, okay, I can hear you.
Okay, my name is Priscilla Tiruchai. I'm an accountant, but currently I do managerial job here, trying to assist in facilitating food services here. I am passionate about adding value to the life of teenagers, stroke young adults. I currently run a forum online where I educate them and also bring other people to join me in trying to positively add to them. Unfortunately, tonight I thought it was one of Coach David's training, not even knowing in this class, but I'm glad I am participating because I also want to improve my presentation skills. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's so much.
Yeah, she did not remember to mention, and I know she's not going to mention that she's currently in the UAE. So she's joining us on the UAE here.
Coach David, I was about to say that. She said, I do managerial things here. So I was about to say, okay, so can you define what VA is or where VA is? So I was about to say that. So thank you for answering my question before I asked.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's fine. Maybe one of these days you also give us tips on how to get there.
Okay.
So you're welcome. Thank you so much for joining today. So the next person to go.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening,
You're
ma.
welcome.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Rosonwe Bondua. I love speaking to people, but majorly individually, because I've gotten a platform to teach people before, but I was not that confident to teaching them. So my expectations from this class is to speak to people like with excellence, with confidence. And how I got to know about this class was through a friend of mine that I've experienced this class before. So that's it, sir. Thank you, ma. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're very much welcome. Thank you for joining today.
I guess she was trying to say that she was a private speaker and now she wants to be a public
Yeah.
speaker.
I love that summary. And that's good. When you realize that you need something, they say that now I know how to say this in Yoruba. That's when a madman realizes that he's mad, that means he's getting better. Like when somebody can say, "Oh, I'm truly mad," then it's getting better. So when you realize that you need or you lack something, you're already on your way to getting better. And so I love hearing people say, "Oh, I realize I've not been doing this and I want to do it more." It means that you can see there's a deficiency and you want to get better. So thank you for joining us. The next person, introduce yourself. Tell us how you got to know about this class and your expectation.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're
My name
welcome.
is my name is Adem Towalashe. I'm a student of University of Ibadan. I got to know this class from a program organized in UI for freshers. Mr. Coach David Lawa was the speaker there, and he told us about the class, and I joined the class. What I'm interested about is to be a prolific writer and also a speaker. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're so much welcome. To the next person, the next person, the next person. Let us know. Tell us about yourself. Should I call names?
Yeah, I think calling names helps better.
Okay. So I can feel Gabriel Temioton. I think I got that pronunciation right. Gabriel Temioton. So we've not heard from you. Are you there? Oluwatobiloba Roots Ayonla. Are you there? Say something. Say hello to us.
Hello.
Easy. Okay, hello.
Hello. Good evening,
Hi.
everyone. My name is Oluwato Bilobarot. I am a student of University of Ibadan. I got to know about the class during the freshers orientation meeting where Coach David was speaker there, and
I can't hear you. Are you done?
can't hear you. Are you done?
Okay.
Okay.
Are you there?
Are you there? Hello.
Hello. You said you got to know about the class
You said you
from.
got to know about the class from. Okay, a freshers orientation program.
All right. So what are your expectations?
So what are your expectations? Okay, I've actually been passionate about being a speaker, but then there are some factors that have been restricting me, and I believe this program will be of help.
All right. You're welcome.
All right. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Good evening. I'm Gabriel Emilton.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Are you there?
My expectation from this class is to become a better public speaker.
All right.
And I got to, yes, I'm here. Good evening.
I can hear you. No, I
All right.
can't.
I'm Gabriel Temilton by name. And I got to know about this class from my university days. And I think we've been together for a while and he has been convincing me about participating in this Masterful speaking class for some time. And my expectation is to become a better public speaker anyway. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You said Temi what?
Temilton.
Ah, okay. I got that. Thank you, Temi.
All
All
right. Thank you.
right.
Yeah.
So for me, Oyediran, you're welcome. Want you to unmute, introduce yourself, tell us how you got
Good
to know about
evening.
the class and your expectation. You're welcome. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm very fine. How are you?
I'm good too. My name is Oyediran Tofumi. I've known Coach David since secondary school, and he has always inspired me. So I'm here to see the opportunities that await me and to do better with public speaking.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Eze04. Eze04. Ifun Anya. Hey, I hope I got that name correctly. Can you unmute and talk to us?
You totally butchered the name. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
All right. Good day for you there.
So are you online? Is she there?
Yeah,
Oh,
we are here.
you said?
Oh, not Mr. Gabriel. Goodness.
Not Gabriel. I mean Eze04.
All right. Mr. David, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good evening. Greetings to you.
Yes, sir.
Or
Good
maybe
Yeah.
to see you
she's
here,
not.
sir.
Yeah, happy to see you. Definitely, you'll get to see me very soon. So, is Goodness around?
Oh, is that Goodness?
No, that wasn't Goodness.
No,
So,
I mean the name I modern.
yeah, I'm not sure I can pronounce it very well too, but I think it's Izil for something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm not sure she's there. Maybe we can just go on.
All right. So I think she's the only one who hasn't introduced herself. Or is there any other person? I don't think I missed out on anyone. Any other person? No. So you're all welcome to today's class. We're done with the introduction. Coach David, are you there?
Oh, yeah. All right. So I'm getting to set my device now so that I can show my face. Yeah, I'm here. So thank you, everybody. You're all welcome. I'm happy to have you all here. And I'm sure that this is going to be really like an adventure for you. I want to say that in this masterclass, we do our best to bring you the very, very best, the very best of trainers, the very best of teaching in every way. We try to give you the best. But I would like to let you know that as much as we try to give you the best, we believe that we can only give you 20% of the value that you have to get from any session by just the mere teaching that we give to you, no matter how robust we make the teaching. But in order for us to give you the 100% that we always aim to give, would have you ask questions, share your challenges with us. So make this class as interactive as possible. After every teaching, very soon we're going to get a teaching from Masterful Speaker Dorcas. After that, there will be opportunity for you to ask questions and then make contributions. So it's not only about questions. So listen, and if there is something that you want to add, it's totally okay. Why we are doing it this way is so that we can have an exchange. So it's that exchange that will make it very robust. So keep it in mind, your contributions and your questions are very, very important in helping us to have an enriching experience in the masterclass. So what I'm going to do right now is to call on Masterful Speaker Dorcas once again, who is the coordinator of the Masterful Speakers Challenge, to lead us in introduction to the Masterful Speakers Masterclass, to show you how to gain the very best from this masterclass. So Masterful Speaker Dorcas, are you there? Masterful Speaker Dorcas, what's
Yes,
up?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So Masterful Speaker Dorcas, you can tell us just a bit about yourself, before you even get started.
Oh, okay. I'm Dorcas Coyote. Yeah, and I said I love to be addressed as Ria themselves. I can't see myself. Can you see me?
No, I can't see you. Are you sharing? I can't even see your presentation, but I can see you now. I can see your presentation.
I think it's, but I'm trying to present.
Yeah, you try to present.
Maybe I should do it again.
I see. Yeah, I think doing it again will make sense.
Then okay. So, so you can. So I'm Dorcas Coyote, and I'm coming. I'm trying to still do something. Okay, now you can see me. I'll present again. I think my system is just trying to misbehave. So I'm Dorcas Coyote. I am a speaker, and presently I am an event compare. I host events. Yes, an event compare is the same thing as a master of ceremony, but I love the word event compare. So I love to use that. So I'm a master of ceremony, and I love to do that. It's what I love doing. And I'm also a certified stress management coach, and I am an emotional intelligence enthusiast. So I love to speak on stress management and emotional intelligence. Like, I remember the what makes you come alive. Those are the things that make me come alive.
Yeah,
And I mean, right.
and I've benefited from our stress management coaching.
Thank you, Coach David. So I'm a writer. Presently, I offer content writing and editing services. So I think that's enough about me. I think if you forget anything about me, don't forget that I love to smile, and my name is Ria Damsel. So I think we can get right into the class now. I would try to share my screen. Yes, I edit, Jeremiah. I edit. So I would share my screen and see how it will go. I don't know. My system is telling me, let me do it again. So today we'll be talking about how to get the best from this class. It's not just about attending the class or being present, but getting the best. Like I said, if you know that you have something you need to do, okay. I can actually be talking to you without sharing my screen, while I still try to fix it. So I was saying that how to get the best from this class. There are tips to getting the best from this class. Please, I hope you can hear me. So there are tips to getting the best from this class. It's not just about attending the class, but getting the best. When you attend a class like this, what you're going to get from this class is determined by you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Am I still in this class?
Yeah, sure, Dorcas. We can hear you very loud and clear.
Oh, all right. So as I was saying, getting the best from the class is a function of you. People can come here and tell you everything, teach you all you need to be taught. And the thing is, somebody will definitely get more than another person. Two people can sit in a class and A benefits more. Yes, attending the class is not the most important thing, but getting the best from the class. Exactly. So, and it would be our delight that you come to this class and you are and then at the end of the day you are still the same speaker. Somebody was talking about not being bold, being timid and all. So you won't gain anything, and we will also not gain anything if you come here and you go back the same. So there are a lot of things you need to do to get the best. It's just like when you go to school and I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm having so much difficulty sharing my screen. I don't know. Just decided to misbehave today. And this is not going through. And after I tested this earlier. So I don't know
Okay.
why this is. Well, I really wish you can see my presentation because I added a lot of things to that presentation.
Yeah, I wish. Okay, here's what you can do for me. Since you're using your laptop, you can send
Yes.
me a message on Messenger, like attach the file on Messenger,
Okay.
not WhatsApp. Then I'll be able to download it and put it up.
Oh,
If
okay.
you think,
That's
if you
that's
think,
that's nice. Let me do
yeah.
that. That's nice. That's nice. That's very much better. So, yes. So I'm happy that you're able to get it.
So
So I'm doing that
meanwhile,
right here.
yeah, meanwhile, I just want to say to the masterful speakers, don't treat this masterclass like a class. Treat it like an adventure, like an experience, like you're hanging out with people who are really passionate about speaking and writing and leadership and every of those creative things that you love to do. Treat it that way. Don't treat it like a formal class where you're coming to learn. Yeah, you are gonna be learning, but treat it more like you are hanging out with the community of people that really love to do these things and look forward to it. Want to have feel very free in class, chat with people, make friends, make friends that you can even call up and talk about, speaking and stuff like that. Very soon we're going to know your interests. So find those people who share the same interest with you and connect with them. After this masterclass, invite them to your own events. Let them invite you to their own events. I love that when I see it in the global network, where people invite themselves. I just love that.
Yes.
So yeah. So feel very free in this masterclass, okay?
Okay. I'm still trying to send that to you.
No worries. And then I also want to say that the class is going to be recorded, but it's always very good for you to show up. When you show up, our guest trainers will bring from several parts of the world. They'll feel very, good if you show up. But if you're like, oh, there will be the recording, and then you're not going to attend class, I actually have a rule. If the attendance is below 50%, I won't release the recording. I'll just keep it in the archives. Okay, so that's a rule. So don't feel like, okay, I'm not going to come to class. We are actually checking everything. Your attendance in class, in order for you to get your certificate, you need all of those things intact. Your attendance in class, you're completing the practice exercises and other stuff like that. So I want to encourage you, make sure that you show up in class. And then I want to also encourage you while the trainer is training, engage with the trainer in the chat section, just by giving the trainer like a sort of feedback so that the trainer would have a sense of peace that you're tracking with the trainer so that the trainer would not have to start pausing and saying, can you hear me? Are you tracking with me? Can you get me? Or stuff like that. Stuff like that really, really affects the excellence of the presentation. But if you really give the speaker a sense that you're with them, they'll be able to flow, they'll feel your vibe. Okay, I think Master Speaker
Yeah,
Dorcas
you've
has
seen
sent.
it.
Yeah, I have received a notification. So, Master Speaker Dorcas, you can just go ahead, please.
All right. So I'm happy that that has been sent now. So yes, like Coach David said, take this class like an experience, something that you would like to gain from, not a lecturer student environment where you keep quiet and listen all the time, but also engage with people. Now, I have some winning principles here. Have a growth mindset. I appreciate that the people in this class are, most of you said, I understand that I don't have this. I have not been very bold. I want to be bold. That's like a growth mindset. The understanding that I don't like where I am. I want to move out of where I am. So that's very, very excellent. The fact that you're in this class shows that you already have a growth mindset. Or I want to say that you should develop it, like make it get to a greater level, not just understanding, oh, I don't like where I am, but be sincere about it. I really want to grow. I really want to improve. And let it show in your action, in all you do. By attending the classes, taking notes, doing assignments, asking questions. If you don't ask questions, those questions will be with you and you won't get answers. It's when you ask and you get answers. So having a growth mindset, one of the ways to have a growth mindset is to ask questions. Oh, how do I do this? How do I go about this? And then learn from everybody. And that thing I want to say is that you're not only learning from the trainers, you're also learning from one another, because if you ask a question in the chats, anybody can reply. So don't having a growth mindset, having a healthy growth mindset is understanding that you can learn from everybody, not just from the trainers only. So that's one of the winning principles. Second one, master the use of the Google Meets app. I think everybody here has tried, at least for those that introduced themselves, they really tried. Like it was perfect. No, not that you tried, it was perfect. You found it very easy to unmute and speak. This we're in the age where technology has come to stay. And this might be your first time of using Google Meets app, and it might not be. But if it's your first time, I want to implore you to master the use of this app. I think the first time I used this app was because of this class. Yes. Even the first time I used Microsoft Teams was also because of this class. I think that was 2020. So I had to learn how to go about. It's not something difficult, actually. After the class today, you can just play around, unmute, turn on your camera, turn off your camera. Where's the chat box? How do I see participants? How do I just play around it so that you can be perfect? For example, this presentation, I was supposed to make a presentation, present my screen. I have done that. I've always done that always, like every time. And now my system is acting up and is refusing to present. So, so this is. I don't know. I don't know why it's deciding to do that. It's telling me that I have so much workload and something. So I've actually been very busy. But what I'm just trying to say is that there was a point when I didn't know how to present my screen. I didn't know how to present a tab or a window, anything. I just had to learn. And I can even remember telling Coach David one day after the class, please wait, let me present so you see if I'm doing it correctly or not. And so there's a point of actually learning. I'm just trying to tell you that nobody brought this knowledge from heaven. Somebody is not unmuted. I'm sorry, nobody's not muted. So nobody brought this knowledge from heaven. We all have to learn it. So just take your time. Within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you might even, Just play around, know how to connect, know how to test your audio and video before joining the chat, know how to change your speakers if they're not working. Just those little things, just learn it. And it will be good for not just this class only. It will be good for other classes. You might have to attend some conferences. And applying for something recently, and one of the questions I was asked, have you ever taught using Zoom app before? Like, it was a compulsory question. That was one of the things they were looking for. So this is not just a class on public speaking. You also need to learn how to use these apps. So try your best to learn how to use the app. And sincerely, you'll be grateful you did. Very grateful. Then actively participate in class. I appreciate those that are typing already. I like Coach David said, engaging in the chat box is going to prevent me from saying, can you hear me? If you can hear me, say hello, this, that. I know, like, the last message here now was 8:27 p.m. and this 8:27. So I know, okay, few seconds ago, you could hear me. So engage in the chat box, type. If somebody says something that you find outstanding, type. Even if it could just be a word, it could be something, oh, I get that. I understand, just type, say something in the chat box. So the speakers would know that you are listening, you're actively listening, and you're not sleeping or dozing or doing something else. And there's no network problem. So that's another thing. Because you might not know, you might just keep on speaking and speaking forever, and nobody's listening to you. And nobody's listening to you. So when I notice, oh, it's 10 minutes, nobody has said anything, then I know there's a problem. So, but if the class is not active and you've not been saying anything all this while, so if there's a problem, I wouldn't know, because I'm like, oh, my audience, they don't talk, they don't say anything, so I don't even know if they're lively or not. And no, I don't like audience that are not lively. So engage in the chat box, say something, make sure the speaker knows that you're following, and typing out those things would also make them stick in your memory. When you type, when you say, oh, yes, when you is like emphasizing something. The person says, always do this, you type that, so it would stick. That, oh, I wrote this down. It's like, I wrote that down, I remember she said that, and I even typed it. So it also helps for you. Yes, always. Thank you so much. You said would always ensure to engage. Yeah, thank you. Then the next point is attempt all practice exercise. Now, along the line, you would have some assignments. See, one of the best ways to get better is by practicing, like practicing and practicing. You can attend a 1-year public speaking class and you learn about public speaking every day, every time. But if you do not practice, you will just have head knowledge. Even in other areas of life, if you don't practice what is taught, you would only have head knowledge. I don't know if you've met some people that would say, so and so did not seek advice from me. I'm a don when it comes to things like this. For example, oh, I know how to bake. I can bake the best cake in the world. I mean, I attended Harvard School of Catering and that. And nobody asked me for advice. And somebody that went to maybe Abele School of Catering, if there's anything like that. And she's the one baking cakes. She's the one posting her cakes. She's the one saying, okay, I just got a new recipe. Oh, I just got this. I just got that. So thank you. I have my presentation now. Thank you so much, Coach David. Yeah, that's the presentation. So somebody who went to, or who even didn't go to any catering school, who just watched a neighbor bake and decides to replicate and is, posting online and say, I baked this cake, I have chocolate, I have this, I have that. If you want to start a catering business, you would go to the person who has been posting, who has been talking about cakes and all this. I mean, even if the other person tells you, I went to Harvard School of Catering, if there's anything like that, I've never seen you bake. I've never seen you say anything about cakes. I mean, I'm just even hearing that you know how to bake. So I cannot trust you with my catering needs. I'd rather trust the person who has been speaking about cakes all this while. So that's just what practicing does for you. I remember reading somewhere that some of the brands we follow, some of the brands we so much, if you want to get milk, for example, you already have some brands in your mind that look like the best brand. If I get you a pack of milk now, if I get them from maybe Peak, 3 Crown, you would so much appreciate that. Oh, thank you. But if I get a brand that you've never heard of, and you would, Dorcas, where did you get this from? I mean, I have never seen this all my life. And that might be the best milk in town. That might be, according to standard, according to the dietitians know whatever they're looking for. And according to everything, it contains the best nutrients, is made from the best source and all. But because they're not practicing, now in this, practicing is like putting yourself out there, speaking. So they are not putting themselves out there. So nobody knows them. They are the best to themselves, unfortunately. And those that might not be the best, because they are out there, when you want to get some things, you don't think twice. Some brands just come to mind, not because they are the best, but because you have, like, they have put themselves in your face, so you cannot resist going to them. So that's what practicing does for you. Apart from the fact that it makes you better, it makes people know you. It makes people, when they say, "Oh, I need a speaker on this topic," you're not going to think twice. Even if you're not the best speaker, you might not, there might be somebody else who is an award-winning international this, that, and the person is doing nothing, but you are doing something. They would call you and say, "Oh, I know her. I have seen 2 of her videos. I've seen her say this. I've seen her say that." So attempt all the practice exercise. Now, practice exercise are assignments to make you speak. I mean, public speakers speak. If you don't speak, then you're not a public speaker. And you can attend all the coaching class in the world, but as far as you don't speak, then you're not one. I remember when I was attending writing classes, and then they say, "You are a writer because you write, not because you want to write." And there's nothing like budding writer. I'm a budding writer. No, there's nothing like budding writer. If you start writing, you're a writer. If you not start writing, you're not a writer. It's as simple as that. So if you start speaking, you're a public speaker. If you don't start speaking, you're not a public speaker. So you have to practice. And the practice should not just end with what's the assignment that is given here. Even after the class, if you don't get any invite, if you don't have to wait until you get an invite, you can go live on Facebook and teach something, even if it's just for 15 minutes. Oh, there is definitely a topic you can teach. So go live on Facebook and I want to teach you this. I want to talk about this. You don't even have to say I want to teach you. I want to share my experience. I want to, practice. So I'm hoping and I'm expecting that everybody in this class will attempt all the practice exercises. We usually have three practice exercises. And don't feel that I don't know how to speak. I have never done this before. If you don't start, how are we going to know that? How are you going to know what to do? I mean, your videos can be very bad. You might be fidgeting and stammering and all. But when you practice, you get to do it better. You get to do it better. The first time I did a video, like a presentation like this, it was not as good as this. And this is not actually the best too. So, but if you don't do it at all, you would never know what to change or what to correct. I hope you understand. So practice, practice, practice. And when it comes to practicing, you can start from your room. All right, let me tell you something. Before this class this evening, I turned on my camera, my laptop camera, so I could see myself. And then I started talking to myself. No, I was not talking to myself. I was talking to an imaginary audience. So I was talking to, this is not the first time I'm giving this introductory speech. So I should just feel like, I mean, I've been giving this speech since, I can always do this. But I still feel I need to still practice. I need to set my camera. Now, this is the first time I'm using this room for this presentation. So I need to look for a way to, set up and all. I need to see where I can position my lights. I need to, and all that. Then not just that, I can see how I look on camera. So I turned on my camera and I was talking to my imaginary audience, like, oh, good evening, hello, my name is Dorcas, and all. And when I got bored, I started playing music and I was singing the music, like talking to you with the music, like saying, so that is the way I was. That for me, that was practicing. Like, I need to practice the fact that I'm coming here to speak to you today. Yes, I'm a public speaker. I've spoken to everybody. I stand up. I do this. I do that. But there's still a place of practice. You still have to, those things you want to say. I remember I had a presentation somewhere, just a 10 minutes presentation. But the way I practiced for that presentation, I could say everything offhand. Like, I didn't need my PowerPoints. I could say everything offhand. Some people say you should gather your friends, and speak to your friends and all. But I feel before you even get to that level of gathering your friends and speaking to your friends, because your friends might not have all the time in the world to listen to everything you want to say. You can practice with your mirror. I mean, place a mirror in front of you and talk. Say what you want to say. Okay, my name is Dorcas. I want to talk to you about this. Talk. Watch your gesticulation, your body language, your body movements, everything you're doing. Just watch it. And then you can always record to monitor to time yourself, because the exercises would have time limits. So record to time yourself, and all. Then you can graduate to a camera, your laptop camera, your phone camera, place it, talk to it and all. Then you can get your friends. But for example, now my friends are far away from me. So I have to just keep using my my phone's camera, my laptop camera. But just imagine that you have an audience. I read somewhere where a very young girl was going to read Bible verse to the church, a memory verse. And she gathered teddy bears and dolls. And arranged them like the church audience, made the dolls sit down and the teddy bears sit. And then she stood in front of them and recited the the memory verse. She was such a young girl. I think her mom walked in while she was doing that. So her mom told the story. I think she wrote it in a book or so, that she found her daughter reciting memory verse to her teddy bears and all. So the young girl wanted to see her audience and she decided to do that. So it's just to show you the power of practicing. So if you do that, you would gain more confidence. You would, correct yourself and know what to say. Oh, I said this, I'm not supposed to say that. Oh, I'm missing out this line and all. So you need to practice and practice and practice. You can never grow beyond practicing. Trust me. I want to believe that even when presidents of nations, the best public speakers in the world, a big presentation, I so much want to say that they practice before coming out. Even though they have so much award, international this and that, they practice that very speech before coming out to talk to the public. So practice and practice and practice. Then the next one is ask questions. I've said so much about that already. Ask questions. Don't get lost. Ask questions and also answer questions that you have answers to. Give answers to questions. If somebody asks a question in the chat, especially the WhatsApp group, and you have an answer, I don't know. I used to have this feeling too, and I feel some people might have that mindset of, who am I? What do I know? Everybody in this group is more knowledgeable than I am, so I don't know anything. So don't have that feeling. I've grown beyond that level, but don't have that feeling, because sometimes you might know something nobody in that particular group or in that particular class knows, and your answer might be somebody's breakthrough in a particular field, in a particular area. So don't hold answers and say, it's only Coach David that that can reply all the questions in this group chat. Let's wait for him. If you have answers, contributes. Oh, I know this. I think it's this. This is what, let's have conversation, good conversation. Then interact with others via the WhatsApp group chat. We have a community. After this class, you'll be introduced to our community. But even before you've been introduced to the community, make friends with people in the group chats. As Coach David said, this is not just a lecturer student affair. Even if it's a lecturer student affair, even in your classes in the university, in secondary school, you make friends with your classmates. I mean, some of us went to some of our classmates' houses after school. Like, so we made friends, even with the fact that we came for formal education. You feel like, I want to know your house, I want to know your mom's shop, and we did all that. So now, I'm not saying you should go to anybody's house, but you can always, and if you want to, well, that's left to you. That's at your discretion anyway. But you can. What I'm just trying to say is that you can always make friends with people. I have made friends from Masterful Speakers class. I mean, friends that I have never met physically before, that I look forward to meeting. So make friends with people, engage with them in a group chat. You can even go to their inbox in a very respectful manner. Don't spam people's inbox, please. Don't start sending things they didn't ask you to send to them. Don't make undue requests. But friendship, I mean, interact, communicate, make friends, network. Yes, network with people, because your social capital counts. Thank you. Now, I want you to look at this picture and just describe these two pictures in one word. Just look at this picture and write in the comment section. Describe picture in one word. What do you think is happening here? Anybody. Describe this picture in one word. Nobody's typing. So I'm waiting for you. It's an audience aboard. Yeah, audience aboard. Like, this man is literally yawning. So anybody uninteresting? Yeah, that's right. That's actually very right. They are bored. I mean, this person is yawning. The other one is thinking. This woman is probably having a headache. I had aches. I just like, what is this person saying right now? My head aches. And then this one in the first slide where they are all in suits. Maybe it's a business summit or a company's workshop. This woman is thinking about how to get home. And the man over there is thinking about how to pay his children's school fees. And this one looking at the speaker is probably thinking, is this speaker not saying us? Can't you see that we are bored? Okay, let me stare at him. If he sees me staring at him, he probably will stop talking. Yeah, lost in thoughts. Exactly. So this audience are actually bored. Basically, they're bored. And I know that you would agree that you have been in this position before. I mean, you have been in this position before. You've listened to somebody speak and you're like, can we get away from this place right now? I mean, when is this going to end? And what's the time right now? This will end in 10 minutes time. What's the time? Or you probably slept off and woke up and like, I thought it would have ended. Now to this. So look at this audience. Like, tell me something about this audience. What do you think is happening here? Look at the two audience. What do you think is happening here? The first one and the second one. Tofumi says she can relate. So let me know, what do you think is happening here? Wrap attention. Exactly. Wrap attention. They are captivated, yes. Focused. Do you know one of the things I like? Do you know why I like it that you're replying? I'm getting different words to use to describe this audience. So I'm learning from you too, wrap attention, they're attentive, the presentation is captivating, there's life everywhere, everybody's lively. active involvement, good words. So they are happy. They're happy, like very happy, like yes, want to listen to what you're saying, like yes, go on, basically. So now, while I would agree that the first slide showing people tired and all might not completely be the fault of the speaker. I don't want to blame the speaker. I don't want to give the speaker 100% blame for that. People might be tired and maybe they've been sitting since morning and it's already 9 p.m. in the night and they're tired. Yes. But I also want to say that how to engage his audience, knows how to, carry them along, make them listen attentively, even when you're speaking and people are bored. A good public speaker is sensitive too, to say, oh, these people are bored, they're tired of my speech, and how can I help them? So it's okay if you have been a bad speaker, a speaker that people don't want to listen to, and every time you're speaking, it's like, please, can you just round up your speech and let's go away. It's okay. That's why I said this master class will take you from being a boring speaker to a lively speaker. If you speak and your audience are always looking like that, to take you from that level to this level where your audience are happy with you, and at the end of the speech they're like, wow, that was interesting, that was very nice. When you see audience lining up, you see people lining up to meet the speaker. I need to see the speaker, I need to talk to him, I need to do that. So the things you'll be learning in this class would help you to develop your ability, your potential in being a good public speaker, not just a public speaker, a dynamic speaker, a speaker that people want to listen to, a speaker that people are interested in what you're saying and they're not bored while you're speaking. And there's some people that even if they're speaking for 3 hours, people are interested, like they're just there. Even when they're saying rubbish, even when they're not making sense, they're not saying anything that is making sense. Like they're not really adding any value. They're just saying trash. People want to listen to them. It's because they have mastered the act of public speaking so well that they can tell you trash. I mean, sometimes after you've left the place. I've been in that kind of situation. That when I leave the place, I'll be like, so what did I gain? Like, so what was the essence of the whole time I spent there? And I was listening. Like, nothing. But this person has mastered the act of public speaking and knows how to make you attentive, make you listen, basically. So it's an act. And it's something that you don't just learn and put in your bag. You practice, you show it, you do it every day, and you get better every day. You get better every day. So now, during the practice exercise, you'd be asked to do a video because that's the best way we can. If it was a physical class, you would have been asked to come out the front of the class and present to the class. But since this is an online class, you have to do a video of yourself. Now, doing a video is not hard. Don't get so scared. If you can join this class this evening, I'm sure that, you can do a video confidently. Well, the first tip, I have just simple video tips for you. The first tip in making your video is to always face the source of light. And right now, I have to. Did you notice any difference? I don't think I noticed so much difference. Maybe I'm used to my screen. I have my bulb switched on, and then my background is white. This was very intentional. So you can see that the light from my bulb is flexing back to me. Then I have a lamp here close to me, a bit high. You're not seeing me. Yes. You could not see because I switched off my lamp. I wanted you to see the difference. I switched off my lamp. So now I've switched it on, even though it's getting dim. and then it's brighter. So always face the source of light. If you're going to have a presentation or a video or something, I understand that we do not have stable electricity in Nigeria. So sad in a way. But we can always make do with something, you know. You can always recharge your lamp, and even when you have stable electricity, sometimes the bulbs are not very clear, or you could just make use of the sunlight. In fact, that's the best. Just come out in the afternoon and do your video. So you don't even need to look for a lamp or anything. Just try to face the sun. And oh, do you get me? So just make sure that we can see you, basically. Faith, can you see me now? She said she cannot see me, or he. I don't know if that's a she or he. Can you see me now? Let me know. I can see myself actually. So always face the source of light when making a video or an online presentation. So your face will be very clear. Yes, vivid. Thank you. Then look into the camera lens and not the screen. Right now, I'm not obeying this principle because I'm trying to read your messages in the chat box. But there's a difference when I am looking at the screen. I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at myself in the screen. And I'm also looking at your chat. If you cannot see me, I think you might have to look for me. Like, I don't know how. Is it that you are seeing only the presentation and you're not seeing anybody? Or you're seeing only me and you're not seeing the presentation? So there's a way you can play around it and make the presentation on one side and then make the speaker on the other side. So there's a way you can do it. Tolu Alashe and Faith. There's a way you can actually do it. So make the presentation. I think when you go to more option, is it more option now? To make the presentation on one side and the speaker on another side. There's a way you can do it actually. So you can see me at the same time, see the screen. In fact, you can see two other people with that. So there's a way you can work around it. Okay. Well, I believe that with time, you would get to know how to do that. So look into the camera lens and not the screen. So right now, my hand, I place the finger on my camera lens so you cannot see anything. So that's where I should look into, you know, the camera lens, that small lens, that small opening up there. So now right now I'm looking into the camera lens, and it should look to you. It should look as if I'm looking at you directly, like I'm maintaining eye contact. Now I cannot see myself. I am not looking at the screen. I'm looking up into the lens. So I'm not looking at the messages or the screen or my. A lot of people make when they're making video on online presentation is that they look at themselves. You know, you look at yourself in the screen, on the screen. Are you getting me? But you're not supposed to, because now that I'm looking at myself, to you, my audience, you would feel I'm looking away from you, like I'm not maintaining eye contact with you. Maybe I'm shy and I'm trying to look down. That's what it would look like to you. But if I'm looking into my lens, then I am maintaining eye contact with you. It looks like I'm looking at you directly, like I'm literally staring at you and say, "Hey, you! I'm looking at you." So do you get? So you can practice that. So presently, I'm looking at my screen. During this class, I'll be looking more at my screen because I'm looking at the presentation, I'm looking at the messages and how. But ideally, I'm supposed to look into the lens, like what I'm doing right now. Do you get that? If you get that, say yes, I get that in the chat box, so I know you got that. So right now, I'm looking into the camera lens, and to you, it should look as if I'm looking directly at you. It should look like I'm maintaining eye contact with you. You get? But now I'm looking at the screen. You would see it as if I'm looking away. I'm looking away from you. I'm not maintaining eye contact with you. Yes, I got that. Thank you so much. Then the next point is to dress well. Whenever I do online presentation, most times I just love this view of myself, like just my neck. But even with that, I am dressed. Like I am, how do I, okay, yes. So I can show you my dress. So I dressed up for this presentation, basically. You get. So I would not say that because this is an online class or something, I would not dress up. You know, you don't have to wear your shoe and wear this white background is a deliberate effort. It's this white background is just because of this online class. So it could be a curtain, it could be just a plain wall or something that's that doesn't have distractions, you know. We're not seeing too much things, too much unnecessary things, basically. So because your audience will be distracted. And then there's another thing. I was watching a video and it was on YouTube. People were talking. And then there was a TV playing another video right beside them. You know, like take as I'm speaking to you right now, there's a TV here at this part, and the TV is showing you something. So it was showing you something, it's showing something about the person speaking, actually. But it can be distractive. Like for me, I found it distracting. I mean, I would have preferred the TV having just a picture of me, and then that's all. You know, so it's not so because I was looking at TV and I'm like, why are you displaying? Why are you showing us this? Oh, okay, what were they saying? And you know, so it's not good to have a noisy background. It's even for, and you know, now we have more of online engagements than physical engagements now. The world is going online presently, so you need to learn how to do all these things. So your background, you don't need to like go to a studio to do. So if you want to, that's fine, but you can always, you know, get a place in your room that is okay, put some arrangements together and get a background that is not destructive. In fact, if you just use a plain wall, that's fine. That's very, very fine. So we're not looking at all the things in the background and we're distracted, or we're seeing a rough view of your room or something. That's, and if you use outside, but it's very nice. You use, even when you use outside, you're not using a place that is just roused, you know, everywhere is rowdy and all. Just a very less noisy background, basically, no distraction. Then avoid reading directly from a note. Okay, I said smile. How would I miss smile? How would I miss smile? I mean, smiling is charming, basically. If you frown too much, you might not be my friend. or or if I think I want to be your friend, please stop frowning. I don't I don't like it when you frown too much. Like looks like the world is not the world is already filled with a lot of evil and bad things already. So now we cannot entertain a frown again. So add to that, that would be too much. So learn to smile, basically. Learn to smile. Sincerely. Smiling is very, very good. Very, very. How I love to smile. Oh, do I feel some people feel intimidated about you? Like, are they intimidated about your smile? I don't get. Are they intimidated? Is it your smile you feel they're intimidated about? But for me, I love to smile. This is something that I have always done since I was very, very, very young. So, is your question directed at me? You said how? Oh, at me. Let me know, Jeremiah. So smiling it won't cost you anything. Just relax your muscle, you know. It even makes you to be calm when you smile. So not just when you're speaking now, even when you're talking to people. You see, you cannot be a good public speaker if you're not even a good private speaker. If yes, if when you're speaking to people one on one, you cannot. I'm not saying you should be loose or just laugh anyhow and just be lousy and all. No, I'm not saying that. But there is a place of being moderate. not even on the extreme of frowning and squeezing your face and all. But again, some people turn out to be unwelcoming when I smile. That's serious. Maybe because people have a problem with smiling. Maybe there's some people that feel that when you smile, we are not serious. Like, see, she's just smiling. She's not a serious person. Like, serious people don't smile anyhow. They keep their face. Frowning does not fit me, so I don't even try to. So I don't. But on a very serious note, even when you meet a stranger, maybe in the bus, in the park, in an office, if you step into an office for the very first time, and the first person you meet smiles at you, even if you feel so uneasy and you feel so tense and you don't even know what to do, you're like, hey, I don't know if these people will tell me to walk out. I don't know if they'll scream at me. I don't know if they'll shout at me. I don't even know if they will ask me, are you fine? Why did you come in here? And you say good morning, and then they say, oh, good morning. That's good morning with a smile only. Yes, it's actually a force of magnetism. Sincerely, it lightens your mood. Like you'll be like, oh, does she know me from anywhere? Oh, she likes me. We just feel that if somebody smiles at us, the person likes us. Even if the person is evil, the person smiles. Oh, she likes me. See the way she spoke to me. See how she smiled, and that alone is going to calm you down. So smiling is actually very, very, very good. It attracts, sincerely. If you need help, exactly. I also look very bad at any attempt to frown. It's like very bad. So if you need help and you have 50 people in a room and just one person is smiling, I can very much say that you would go to the person who is smiling to say, excuse me, please. I need this, that. If every other person is frowning, even if the person that is smiling looks like the least of all of them, maybe they all look like the boss and that person looks like the servant or the messenger, you would go to meet the one who is smiling because you just feel that, oh, this person should be welcoming. So if you're giving a speech and you are not smiling, you're looking like, people would even say, what's wrong with this person? Why is she? What? Even if the speech you're giving is something that is very serious, even when you want to correct something, you don't have to show all your teeth, but you should look relaxed, not tense, not like you came to fight. You get. So smiling is actually very good, sincerely, and it's contagious. When you smile at your audience, they would feel very relaxed. So if you want to be a good public speaker, even a good private speaker, speaking one-on-one to people, you need to learn how to include smiling in your conversation. I'm not talking about being loose or being lousy or being loud or whatever, but being moderate and smiling is very, very important. Now, avoid reading directly from a note. Even if you have a note where you have your points, it's good to write your points down. But there's a way you stylishly look at your notes. You don't do something like this and you're trying to see. And people are like, why are you looking away? That few seconds of not looking at your audience can distract some people and then they just lose focus. So even when you are online and you're speaking to an online audience, if you are not presenting like I am, you can place your notes very close to your camera. Right now, I have my hand very close to my now you can see that I blocked my camera lens. So my hand is just very close to my camera lens. So I imagine that this is my notes, like I'm holding my notes. So my notes is very close to my lens. So right now I'm not looking into the lens, I'm looking at my hand, like take my hand as the notes. You get. So this is even very much better than me looking away, looking down, looking to this side. Let your notes be, or it could be on top of the lens, of the camera lens. So you won't be distracted. Like your audience might not easily notice that you're looking a bit higher or a bit lower than when you're turning your whole body and turning your whole mind to a particular place. So nobody it's not wrong to read from a book, but it's wrong to get your audience totally distracted and like, why is she not looking at us? Why is she looking away? And oh, and practice. In fact, I can practice on all the slides today because that's very, very important. That's very important. Is this story I used to tell, the hen, a community of fowls that felt that they were not important. They felt they were the birds that were not recognized. And they had a meeting. Oh, the birds do not recognize us. The eagle, the hawk, all of them, they don't recognize us. They feel that we're nobody. And they don't involve us in whatever they do. And then they asked for suggestion. And somebody said, the reason we are not recognized in the bird society is because we don't fly. And you would agree that hens, chicken, fowls, they don't fly. You would agree. And so they said, okay, we want to be recognized. We want to get known. Everybody must know us. They must, as from today, our name was entered their book of recognized people in this society. So we'd start flying. Now imagine all the fowls in the whole world came together to have that meeting, that we would start flying. That's the solution to our problem. And immediately after the meeting, they all walked back home. Like they all walked back home. Imagine having maybe 3,000 fowls coming to a meeting, and the height of the meeting, the whole point of the meeting was to start flying. That was the conclusion, and they all walked back home. Of course, they never flew. Until today, they don't fly because they would never. Because the best time for them to have started flying was immediately after that meeting. I mean, they should have all flew home. Once they take off from that meeting center, all the birds in the whole world would have gathered to watch them, because you just see 1,000 birds flying at the same time. Oh, these people can fly, so let's add them to our list. Immediately, they would have added them to that list of recognized birds in the community. But they walked back home. So when they walked back home, that was the end. Of course, who would remember to fly again when immediately after the meeting you did not fly? So this is just to say that if during this class you're not engaging in the practice exercise, you're not doing anything, and the class ends, I can almost say that you would never do anything about the class again. Because now that you're in the class and we are telling you, oh, do this, do that, you're not doing anything. So when the class ends and there's nobody to push you again, there's no, if you don't do this, you will not get a certificate. If you don't do that, you will not be graded. If nobody is pushing you, nobody is urging you to do anything, you might definitely not do anything again. I mean, it's not 100% sure. Some people might eventually think about it one day and start, but the chances are very slim. So practicing starts from tonight. Yes, thank you so much, Tofumi. Practice starts from tonight. Start from today. Everything you are being taught, it starts from today. Even if I were you, all these things, after the class today now, I would turn on my camera. And if the only thing you want to say today is your name and your school or where you graduated from or something, turn on your camera and speak to yourself. Talk to yourself. Say something to yourself. You don't have to post it, or check the mirror and do something. Then be bold. No one would eat you. I love this point. I used to be a very shy person, very shy. What will people do? But one thing, I attended a summit, and somebody said, if you are being invited to speak somewhere, or you're being asked to speak, understand that the people want to listen to you. Now, I use myself for example. I was asked to come here to give this presentation. Now, I was asked to do so because you want to listen to me. I mean, that's why you're in this class. You're in this class because you want to listen to me. If you do not want to listen to me, you would have left. So why should I be shy to speak to you? Do you get that? You want to listen. That's why you're here. So why should I be shy to listen to speak to you? So if you're asked to do anything, people want to listen to you. That's why, for example, the practice exercises, we want to listen to you. That's why we're asking you to do those exercises. So why should you be shy? And no one would eat you. The worst that will happen is somebody saying, oh, that speech was not good enough. and you can always get better. So be bold, develop confidence, understand that you need it. And when somebody said you cannot do without public speaking, even if you do not intend to be a public speaker, like you don't want to go into public speaking as a career, you just want to have it as an added skill, you would still have to speak. Take for instance, her name just skipped my mind right now. Yes, Ngozi Wiala, Okonjo Iweala. I have never seen her anywhere say she's a public speaker. I don't know if you've seen, but I've never seen her say, "Oh, I am a public speaker." Like that's what I do. But because she's successful, people invite her to talk. Now, if she's someone that says, I'm not a public speaker, I don't do speaking, I don't do that. Now you are successful, you have to speak. People want to listen to you. If you make it in life, people want to listen to you. How did you do it? How did you do that? Even if it's a small fellowship, a small gathering of 10 people, come and tell us how you gained admission to the university. They want to listen to you, so you have to talk to them. So that makes you a public speaker already. Even though you are not going into the career of public speaking, you're not planning to become a motivational speaker or a transformational speaker or an event host, the event compare, but because you are interested in getting to the peak of your career, you have to learn public speaking. Because whether you like it or not, people would invite you to speak. Look at the governors, the senators, the commissioners, even principals of secondary schools. They get invitation to speak, not because they say they are public speakers. These people don't call themselves public speakers, but because they have achieved and they have made it in a particular area of their life. People want to listen to them. Come and share your experience with us. Come and tell you. Even if you get admission to a university, for example, if you gain admission to Harvard today and you post and say, I gained admission to Harvard, you're going to get speaking invitation. Even me, I would invite you to come and speak to me. You gained admission to Harvard. How did you do it? Come and tell us. So you don't have to say. So what I'm just trying to say is that you don't have to say immediately after this class you want to become a public speaker. Like you want to start public speaking as a career. That might not be your aim. It's okay if that is not your aim. If that is not your goal. I've had people reach out to me to say, Dorcas, I just want to learn public speaking, but I don't want to be speaking the way you speak. I just want to learn it. I said, yes, that's actually, you need to learn it. You don't have to say, I want to start public speaking as a career. If that's not your goal, it's not bad if you don't want to. But everybody needs to learn public speaking, except you do not want to be great. In fact, even the people called Iyaloja or Babaloja and chairman of one market, something, they invite them to speak because people know how are you able to coordinate Bodija market? How are you able to coordinate this market? And even if they don't speak in English, if they speak in their their local dialect, they're still public speakers. Like they still have to learn public speaking, because if all you know is your field, your career, and you don't know how to speak to people will still get bored, even when you are saying something that is tangible. So public speaking is a must for everybody. And so don't say because I just came here to, some people just said I just came here to just get the skill. I'm not going to take it serious. You have to take it serious because somebody says that luck is when opportunity meets preparation. You're prepared and then you get an opportunity and then that's it. For example, I know some of us had this not some of us, I believe everybody had the Loriro that was Valentine. I think that was last year Valentine. Loriro. The man, I don't know if the man said he's a public speaker. I don't know if he ever said I'm a public speaker or I speak to people should come and invite me. I don't know. But I don't know if he ever said that. Invite me to your speech, to your church. He's an evangelist. But because that particular video, God sent somebody to him. That's what I would say. And then the person recorded this video, and just like that, people started inviting him. People started inviting that man to speak at events, at Christian events and all, just because he was successful in passing a message. I hope you get my point. So he started getting invites. So I don't think he ever came to his in fact, I think it was after that he opened an Instagram account and people started following him and all. So I don't know if he ever said, public speaker, invite me to speak at your events, I will do this. No. But because he became successful in that area, he started getting invites. So public speaking is something everybody should learn if you want to be successful. Because once you're successful, people want to listen to you. People want to ask you, come and tell us how you did it. Do you understand? The next slide, please. Yes. So at the end of this class, let me add that this coaching class, during the coaching class, some links will be sent to the groups. Some links to some YouTube videos, to some articles or so. You need to listen to those videos. You need to watch those videos. One of the ways to become a good public speaker is also to watch other people speak. You get TEDx talks, Mind Valley talks, Forbes talks, talks from these successful public speakers. Listen to them too. Listen to them speak. But I love TEDx. I love TEDx talks. I mean, the way those people just speak for 15 minutes, and in 15 minutes you're wowed. Like, where did this person come from? Like, listen to people speak. Listen to others speak. Especially those that have gotten it in the international world. So when those links are sent to you, listen to them. See, you have to be deliberate about this class. You have to be very, very deliberate. If you're not deliberate, you would see. The thing is, I was not good enough when it comes to speaking. I was not a good speaker. I used to be a very shy person. But I just realized that the more I speak to people, the more I become better, the more I get better. And the more I watch videos, practice those videos. I mean, I can't count the number of times I stand in front of my mirror and give an imaginary speech. I've given speeches, because you want to get better, basically. I've even given speech. I've given validatory speech before. When you graduate as the best graduate student, and then they asked me to give a speech. I have imagined myself in that position before and given a speech before for a university that I never attended. I don't know if you get me, but that's wanting to speak is just there. So I do those, stay in front of my mirror. And even before I started saying, okay, I'm an event compare, I host events, I have conducted events in my room before, just with myself and my mirror, and introduce imaginary guests and do that. So it helps. And then watching others do it and trying to, you should not imitate somebody completely. You should not copy everything they do. Be yourself, be real, be genuine. Don't try to talk like somebody talks or fake intonation or tone or something. You don't have to speak, be genuine, but you can learn from them. So that's the point I'm making. Learn from them and be intentional, be deliberate about it. Now, after the practice exercise, we'll have the Masterful Speakers Challenge. It's a very big challenge. For me, this challenge has a place to learn for me, because it's a final exercise that stretches you to become a Masterful speaker. Now, in the video, we asked to make a video presentation. We are asking for a video because it's supposed to be a physical. I hope I'm still with you. If you can hear me, please let me know. Let me know. Just tell me what you had last. So the challenge is supposed to be a physical. If it was a physical class, it would have been a physical challenge. You get where you speak. But because this is an online class, you will have to record the video and tell us what you have learned in the class, and then tell us anything you want to speak about. Now, I would advise that you check the What of now? What about now? What about now? Can you hear me? So I would advise that you check the Facebook group and join the Facebook group and see what other people have posted about the challenge. Other cohorts have done this challenge before and see what they have done. So it's just a challenge where you just talk about whatever you want to speak on. For example, if I was to do this challenge, I would probably, Jeremiah, what of now? Jeremiah, who is there?
It's possible
about
Jeremiah is having a challenge, at his end, but we can hear you correctly and clearly.
Okay. Oh, all right. So I was talking about the challenge, and I said that you can talk about whatever you want to talk about, anything you want to teach us, anything you want to tell us. And I also said that, I said you should listen to other people speak. You can go to the Facebook group. The link to the Facebook group will be sent to the WhatsApp chat. Join the group and listen to others that have done the challenge. You get, listen to them. Listen to what they have said and all. So you just do a video and speak about anything you want to speak about, anything you want to tell us about. Obeying these tips, you'll be taught tips to speak, how to start a speech, how to end a speech during this class. So following all the things you have been taught, obeying everything you have been taught, then you do this challenge. Then you post your videos to the group. And the videos will be graded. Now the next slide, please. Are you there? Yes. So we have awards, different awards for not just the challenge, the practice exercise. I told you we have 3 practice exercises and then the challenge. It's just to make you speak, to make you, practice. That's our own way of helping you practice. But those 4 practices are not enough. You have to do them. You have to do more on your own. But at least this is a compulsory one to make. You have to do this one. So we know, okay, you did something. But you have to do more on your own. Do you get? So now we have different Masterful Speakers Award. We have award for the most resolute speaker. We have awards for the most influential speaker, the speaker who has a lot of comments and reaction to his posts. Even in the Masterful class, in the group chat, he is influential, yes, in the group chats. People talk to him or her. Let me not use only him, so you don't think the award is for it's for men only. The award is a genderly balanced thing. So him or her, yes. Then the most proactive speaker, the deepest thinking speaker, the most confident speaker. Oh, I remember that there was a particular cohort and somebody was so confident. Like,
you mean Masterful Speaker John Orga? Masterful Speaker John Orga, or your namesake Dorcas?
Yes, I think he's the one I'm talking about.
Okay, Masterful Speaker Orga.
Like, yes, like so confident. I love that. You're not shy, you're not scared, you're not, what would they say? What would they do? What will happen? No, very confident. Somebody said that even when you're saying rubbish, if you're very confident, people would listen to you to a very good extent before they now say, oh, you're saying rubbish, why are we listening? But if you're shy and you're even saying something that is very true, very real, very important, say, why is he not speaking up? People will get distracted. People would not want to talk to you or not want to listen to you. So confidence is very, very important. Then the most consistent speaker. Along the line, some people might start turning in their exercises late. We pay attention to that. So the most consistent speaker, yes. Consistency is needed. You have to be. You have to do it over and over again. It's not easy to be very consistent when it comes to doing things, but you have to be deliberate. You have to like, I need to do this. I must do it. You have to be very deliberate because no good thing comes easily. Actually, you have to put in time and effort and everything. So we'll be grading that. Then the most credible speaker. The most credible speaker. It's not just about speaking, but saying things that are credible. The most credible speaker. So we have these awards for you. Then we have the most promising masterful speaker. And the biggest, the award, is the most masterful speaker. Yes. I wanted to write, I want to be the most masterful speaker because that's the word I love the most. I want to be the most masterful speaker. I think I was the first person to write that. I want to be the most masterful speaker. Oh, somebody wrote that before me. Yes, I want to be the most masterful speaker.
That's a catchy.
Masterful speaker Matthias.
Everybody.
Could you mute yourself? Sorry about that. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can see comments. Yes, I want to be the most masterful speaker. Now, in this class, we call ourselves masterful speakers. Even before you graduate, you know. So we say, oh, masterful speaker, Toluwalashe, masterful speaker, Eunice, masterful speaker, Olasukomi, that kind of thing. Masterful speaker, and then your first name. It's a title that you're given by attending this class. But I want to say that don't let that title just be there. Be a true masterful speaker. You know, put everything you are going to learn into practice and be a masterful speaker indeed. Don't just be a masterful speaker by, oh, I attended the masterful speaking public speaking class and that's why I'm a masterful speaker. Be somebody that people would want to listen to by coming for lectures, paying attention, taking notes, listening to all the videos that will be sent to you, you know, doing the practice exercises, doing your own individual practice, paying attention to details, ask questions, help people in the group by answering their questions, have answers to those questions. Pay attention to details. Pay attention to details. Watch videos. Watch video. Listen to other people speak is very, very important. Listen to other people speak. This TEDx, talk about TEDx. Listen to other people speak. This international speaking platform that you can listen to great speakers, great speakers, and just go to YouTube and listen. You know, you'll be very glad. Even on Facebook, from social media platform, you can identify speakers and listen to them speak. Practice your own or your camera and all. How is the criteria for applying for the award? Who are those to determine who is qualified to speak? Okay, I said that we would have 3 practice exercises where everybody would have to submit. You have to submit a video. I said if it was a physical class, you would have to come out to speak to the class. But because it's an online class, we'll do video. So you would record a video. Somebody can stand and use your phone to record the video for you. You get. It's your video to the Facebook group. So the link to the Facebook group will be sent to the class, to the WhatsApp group. So you join the group, send your videos to the group. Don't worry, there will be instructions. You will get instructions on how to post the video and all, and what you have to speak on. Do you get? So we have 3 practice exercises. 3. So you would do those 3 during the course of the class. You would be given the exercises are assignments, okay, submit this on the day. So those videos will be graded by those in charge. There's some people in charge of the videos. They would grade them. They are members of the team. So they will grade your video. The first practice exercise, the second one, and the third one. Then after that, you would have the Masterful Speakers Challenge. That will be the last video for the class, where you would get instructions to. But for that particular video, you would be allowed to speak on anything you want to speak on. You speak about what you've gained in the class, and then any other thing you want to speak about. And I said that you can check the Facebook group and listen to other people. Go to the Facebook group and just check other quotes, check their speech, and that would help you. It's like you're reviewing past question. You get, so this time I'm reviewing past answers because past videos. Yes. For each practices, you have a topic here to speak on. The first practice is I'm trying to remember now. But there is one that is going to be on why I should attend your next event. There's a practice that you speak on why you should be invited as a speaker. Each practice have their titles. The first one is a topic. The second one has a topic. The third one has a topic you would speak on. A very simple topic that you can always quickly think about and do. But the fourth one, the final one, you would speak on a topic you want to. Do you get? It's just, you can also be invited to give an impromptu speech. Have you ever given an impromptu speech before? So just take the fourth one, like an impromptu speech. But it's actually not an impromptu for you to move out and speak. We would drop the message in the group and you have the time to think about it. You get? So it's not so much of an impromptu speech. So the first, second, and third practices, you'll be given a topic to speak on. For the fourth one, which is the challenge, you would have to speak about the class, what you have learned in the class, and something else. You could just tell us a story. You could tell us about yourself. You could teach us something, do you get? So just, okay, now the Facebook, we have the link to the Facebook group here in the chat box. We would also have it in the WhatsApp group. So you can just join the group. Just send your invites to join. You get? So what do you understand me now? You have topics for the 3 practice exercise, but for the challenge, the fourth one, you would have to speak about the class, what you have learned, and something else. It could be a story. It could be whatever you want to teach us. Do you get? Please let me know. Reply so that I would know you understand. Let me get. Do you understand that? So the instruction regarding the practice will be sent to the WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group will be the communication platform. That's why you have to. If I were you, I would pin the group. You just click on the group for a very long time and then click on pin. So you pin the group, you pin the chats. So it would show. It will be the very first chat when you open your. So pin that WhatsApp group. If you don't know how to pin the WhatsApp group, please say it in the group so that somebody can explain how to do that to you. So you have to keep checking the WhatsApp group to know what to do next. And even for the classes, you would be told about the classes in the WhatsApp group. Oh, we have a class tomorrow by this time. This is the link. Each class has a specific link. So you get the link in the WhatsApp group. So please attend your classes, ask questions, network. Do all everything. Even when I would practice with my camera. If I done an assignment, so if you don't do it, I will not know. Practice with your camera or in front of your mirror. Just say something. Tell your imaginary audience your name, what you're doing presently, or why you joined the class, or even what you learned from this class. Yes, what you learned from this class. Just do that and do it every time, and you see that you would become very much better. So thank you for listening. It was a very good time speaking to you. We love you at Friendship Leadership Institute, and we're glad that you're making a very great decision towards growing. So thank you for listening. Yes, I can see question. I think you can type your question. You can type your
Yeah.
question.
So before we take questions, I want to say thank you so much, Masterful Speaker Dorcas Coyote.
You're welcome.
Masterful Speakers, can we
You're
just unmute
welcome.
ourselves and say thank you, Masterful Speaker Dorcas? Let's just unmute ourselves and say it all together in unison. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Masterful
Master
Speaker
Speaker
Dorcas.
Dorcas.
Thank you, Masterful Speaker Dorcas.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for being
Thank
around.
you,
Thank you for your
Masterful
time
Speaker
too.
Dorcas.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank
everybody. You can mute yourself back. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Yeah, if you don't have a question, definitely we're going to take your question. And I want to say, just as a kind of addition, that I want this time around all of you to interact, not just in the chat room, but when you post videos, interact with each other's content. Listen to what other people have presented in those videos, okay? And give a very good response to them. Give a very good feedback to them. You get a point. If there is something you want them to improve on, let them know about it as well. So that's something I really want to encourage you guys. And then I want to say to those people who took the match masterclass, because we couldn't end the match masterclass. So um, I'm going to go back to review your videos before the end of this week. So, yeah, I know you guys have done practice one. Yes, practice one. So, for those who took the Match Masterclass, you've done practice one. So, you might not have to repeat that. But if you want to, it's okay. If you want to repeat your practice one, it's totally okay. Just let us know that this is the one you want us to grade. Then I also want to encourage you, after you've posted your video in the group, okay, for practice one, practice two, practice three, you've got to post your video on your timeline on Facebook. So you post your video on your timeline, but you share the video into the group. Are you getting it? You post it on your timeline, but you share it into the group. But listen very carefully. For the challenge, you do not post on your timeline, you post in the group. If you post on your timeline, it's okay, but we are not going to be grading the one on your timeline. We're going to be grading the one in the group. Okay, so you post in the group and then you invite your friends. And I think Masterful Speaker Dorcas has always encouraged all of you, and even most Masterful Speaker Joshua has always encouraged all of you that you should start inviting your friends to that group right now, so that when you post a video, they can engage directly rather than just joining the group and waiting for approval, and then they would not be able to react to your video. But if you invite your friends right now, like right away, take the link, put it to status, and tell them that you're currently participating in the International Masterful Speakers Masterclass, and you will need them to help you win the award for the most masterful speaker. Just put it out there. Tell them to join the group if they love to write and speak and lead and think, and if they love entrepreneurship. Tell them to join the group. Lots of amazing things happen there. In fact, every Saturday we have something we call Spotlight Saturday, where you can hear from the already certified masterful speakers who are going to be training you or something. It might not even be public speaking. It might be relationships, it might be business, it might be graphics design, it might be writing, it might be anything. So we always platform our masterful speakers to do that. So I want to encourage you, begin to invite your friends right now. And also, I want to encourage you that when it's time, when you guys are posting your videos, don't just watch other people's videos and like them. Make sure you leave at least a comment that would make some sense. All right. So, Masterful Speaker Dorcas, I think you have some questions.
Okay, are there specific time for each lecture and class? Is that the first question? I think that's the first question. Are there specific time for each lecture and class? Yes, most times it's 7 p.m. on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Yes, most times.
Wednesdays,
So,
Fridays, and Saturdays.
oh, sorry, I omitted Fridays. Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 7 p.m. actually. Yes. So if we join on time, 7 p.m., it shouldn't take more than 2 hours most times. So if we come in on time, close on time. Then the class is a duration of how many days, sir? It's a 1 month duration. Coach David, are you there?
Yeah, sure. No
so,
doubt. It's always
so I'm not
fun.
saying.
Yeah, I think here is it. Here is something they need to know. That it's for 1 month so that you get certified, but then we know that 1 month is not enough for you. So what we do is that we have a couple, like lots of trainers, not just a few trainers. So we rotate them monthly. So you take the master class now, and you get into the global network of masterful speakers. And then any other month after now, you can join the master class based on whether you want to come and hear a particular speaker or whether you want to gain more insight on the subject that we are considering that day. So do you get it? So you can always come in free of charge. So the masterclass lasts for 1 month, okay, 2 weeks of training, just as we are doing, and then 2 weeks of practice. So that is what it's going to be like. But it's very flexible. So for example, we might break later in the month because of the Easter celebration. So we might have a break. Do you understand? Because there are people who are going for retreats, and camping and stuff like that. So we might have a break and we might not. So we'll discuss it with the team and we'll see how we can make things happen. But just know that we'll keep communicating with you. All right. So that's it.
All right. So do you mean we should share the WhatsApp group to friends? No, it's the Facebook group.
Not
you
the
can't
WhatsApp
even share
group.
the WhatsApp group because you won't get the link. Like it's
Yeah.
the Facebook group. I mean, the Facebook group. Why am I saying Facebook group? So it's the face. So it's a Facebook group we're talking about. Yes. You said you would love to ask your question. Ask your question. Oh, I would love to ask my question verbally. Okay.
Sure.
That's fine.
We like
That
we will prepare that.
yeah, that's the public speaker already.
Yeah.
Okay. So
All right.
free, Masterful speaker. Yeah.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Halabi Keolu. I'm happy to be joining you for the first time on this Masterful Speakers forum. I just have a quick question. First and foremost, I want to say I appreciate the training we went through, even though I couldn't join early. Maybe my question would have been addressed. I wouldn't know, but let me just put it here so that I can get more clarification. Probably it has been addressed before I joined. So I want to know how often a public speaker should be making use of the interjection, just like I've been doing before I make mention of ask my question. I've been seeing a lot of interjections where personally I don't like to always hear interjections whenever I record my speaking and I want to know how I spoke and I want to know the mistakes I've made before. During speaking. So I discovered that personally, this is a challenge on my part. That interjection is always coming because maybe I'm not. I mean, I couldn't remember the next words to use. I mean, while speaking, and I'm just trying to gather myself together before I finally know what I'm going to say. I discovered that I use a lot of interjection. So I want to know
Okay.
how a public speaker can avoid too much of interjection while speaking. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the question. I mean, by interjection, I think you're talking about filter words. Like, do you mean what's is that what you mean interjection?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. The thing is, most times we use those words when we are maybe trapped and your trying to get your words. You see what happened to me just now? I said trying to get your and then I kept quiet because I was trying to get what I was trying to say. I was trying to say that you're trying to get your words, and I was also trying to get my own words. I don't know if you get that. And so now, normally, what I would have done is trying to get your you get that. I would have been saying or something, but because I have learned and I'm still learning how to not use filter words, I would rather pause. When I said trying to get your, I kept quiet since I couldn't think of what to say at that moment. So I think it happened to me so that you'll see a practical a practical example, because I didn't plan to do that. But it's something that you have to be deliberate about, sincerely. I also used to say I'm very good at I was very good at saying that but I learned that it's wrong and it distracts. In fact, there's a particular figure, there's a particular, should I say, someone who holds a political office. I don't want to mention the office, that does that a lot. And there was a day we were
Of
going to
course, we
listen to
know
him
that he
speak.
speak for 12 seconds.
What do you
We
say?
know the person. I said, of course, we know the person. The man that skipped
Oh,
for 12 seconds and it went viral. That he skipped for 12 seconds.
I don't know about that, Sha.
Okay.
I don't know about what you're talking about. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I don't know about what you just said right now. So maybe we're talking about different people. He spoke for 12 seconds, and what happened?
And it went viral, and people were like, he don't
Hello?
even know what to say. And at the end of the day, when he was going to say something, we discovered that it was not making sense. So maybe I was thinking that was what you were making. These were part of
I was
people
talking
I
to
was
say, okay.
listening to, and I discovered some of the errors too. And I was going to say that, okay, well, skipping is actually also good, but personally too, there should be, I think there should be a kind of limitation to it. Like if you are skipping in a public speaking and you are skipping for a whole 12 seconds, I think that's too long. So, it might, just like you said, it might distract at the end of the day. And well, let me allow you to learn. Maybe I may be too forward, but I want you to learn so that I can learn also.
Okay. I didn't hear you. You said something might be something. I didn't get that point. You said skipping might be something. I didn't get.
Okay.
I had every other
I
thing
meant,
except that particular point.
it might also distract people you are
What's
trying
that?
to communicate. Skipping, like skipping for a long while.
Okay.
Just like
maybe I can help here. Because I think Masterful Speaker Dorcas isn't using an earpiece, so she might not be able to hear you well. So what Masterful Speaker Alabi Keolu is saying is that skipping can it can be good sometimes, but it can be distracting. Like 12 seconds, skipping for 12 seconds really is distracting,
This
and
is
it's
a long while. Yes.
yeah, and it's totally uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, the thing is, with regular practice, like I said, you won't get lost every time. Getting lost every time is not even a good thing in the first place. Now, if
Yeah.
it's a speech you have prepared for, you won't have so much time when you are lost or when you missed your words. Do you get that part? So that the preparation takes that particular part. That's the first thing. And the second thing is a deliberate effort to think fast, think quickly. A deliberate effort to catch yourself. Just the same way I caught myself saying your, and then I'm like, okay, now I know I don't know what to say at this point. So it's if you make a deliberate effort to always catch yourself, no, it's not going to be so easy. It's not going to be. It's something that takes. It's a process. Basically, it's a process. And that's why I said practice. If I'm practicing in front of a mirror and I'm always saying I keep telling myself, no, you're not supposed to say this is what you have to say next, and that and that. So when I become very good at making a presentation that I have practiced for, even when it's an impromptu speech, because I've trained myself to just right now. I don't know if you noticed when I said I changed what I was supposed to say just now. But within seconds, if you were not paying full attention, you wouldn't know that I changed what I just wanted to say. So it's something that you have to practice. It doesn't come on you. It doesn't fall from heaven. You have to be deliberate about it. You have to always catch yourself. And that's where facing the mirror and facing the camera does. When you're trying to make a presentation and you're catching yourself that, okay, right now, I don't know what to say. Right now, I know I don't know what to say. And another thing that helps is reading and vocabulary development. If you read wild, if you develop yourself. Now, I don't know if you were around when I showed a particular picture and I said, I want to know what you think about this picture. And I told everybody that I'm also learning how to describe that picture from you. I already have something in my mind about the picture, but I want to see the way you would say yours. So that if I know 10 ways to describe a particular thing, when I want to say something, like I want to say, oh, your light is very bright, I can think of 3 other ways to say it because I have developed my vocabulary to the extent that, when we use filter words, it's because we don't know what to say. Maybe we just have one word to explain a particular scenario. So, but if you have like 5 words to explain, even when you're not getting the word exactly, you can say, what I'm trying to say is, maybe I want to say the word captivating now. And I'll say, oh, this audience are so attentive. They are listening with attention. That's not what I want to say, actually, but this is what I mean. You can, so the audience can even tell you what you want to say. Like, I remember when I was learning sign language, one of the things we were told then is, if you don't know the particular sign for a word, spell the word out. Instead of being lost, like you want to say, my name is Dorcas, and then I've signed my name is, I don't know what Dorcas is in sign language. Just spell Dorcas in sign language. Do Dorcas. They will tell you what Dorcas is, but they will not be distracted. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So having a wild vocabulary dictionary, wild vocabulary, should I say wealth? Yeah, wealth of wild vocabulary is very essential. So you won't be very lost every time. Then catching yourself each time you are lost. So a deliberate effort to not say There's something else people do again in church, especially. People say any small thing, and God will help you in Jesus' name. And God will help you in Jesus' name. Like, they don't know what to say next. So they always say, and God will help you in Jesus' name. And we, the audience, we don't say amen again. When people say we don't say amen again, I don't know if you've been in that situation before. When someone say, so Rome, Paul said this, and God will help you in Jesus' name. We don't say amen. We're just looking because because that's distracting. It's already annoying. Or some people say, God bless you. And this is God bless you. This, that. God bless you. So it's because they're trying to catch up, and now they don't want to say M or R. And since they know it's a religious setting, God bless you. So, but it's also wrong. It's also very wrong. saying God bless you, God will help you in Jesus' name at the end of every sentence, or after 2 sentences, or when you don't know what to say, is also very wrong. It's the same thing. It's just it's filter word. So catching yourself, first of all, practicing, making deliberate effort to catch yourself when you're practicing, then developing your vocabulary. So you have 3 or 4 words to describe a particular scenario. So even when you don't get exactly what you want to say, you can describe it, and your audience can even tell you what to say. You can engage your audience that, okay, now the words I want to say is not what I'm saying, but you explain what you want to say. They can tell you back, and that will even make them alert. Do you get that?
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think I'm done.
Yeah, I think Masterful Speaker Oluwaseun Fumi Eunice also has a question.
Okay, I didn't see that. Is it
So
in the
Masterful
chat?
Speaker Eunice, you have the virtual microphone. Is she there?
Okay. Good evening. Thank you so much,
Welcome.
Masterful Speaker Dorcas. Yes, for that. Yeah. And the question says that, let's say you are invited for a seminar to people, and when you got there, it was your own time to speak, but you were tired already. All the audience were bored and not to speak. Maybe they've been there for over hours and hours or so, listening and all that, and it was them. And maybe because of that, you saw on them all over their faces, you don't know what to do, because although you may be a lively speaker, but the truth is that when you see such, you get I don't know, maybe withdrawn in a way. You get scared that, are they going to listen? Are they going to be able to absorb what you have to tell them? In such situation, what do you do?
All right. Thank you for your question. Now, when you get an invitation to speak, okay, before getting an invitation to speak, one of the things you should ask your host is, one of the questions is, okay, how many people are you expecting? What time will the summit start? When will it end? What time will I be speaking and all? So that would give you an idea already of, okay, the summit is starting by 8, but you'll be speaking by 2. So you can ask, oh, will there be a break? Are your audience are they going to sit from 8 to 2 when I speak? So before you accept the speaking invitation, you should always ask. Now, one of the things that I'm already teaching you how to accept speaking invitation. Okay. One of the things that that you're advised to do is to create a form, a Google form, or whatever electronic form, and send the link to whoever you're inviting. In fact, there's some people that even before you speak to them, they say, if you want to book for a speaking session, click this link. Once you click the link, it's a Google form already. So you ask all those questions in the form, then schedule a call or a meeting with them and say, okay, maybe it's even a phone call. So you ask all those questions. So in the first place, if you have done that, if it's a meeting that starts by 8 and you're speaking by 2, you might advise the host and say, oh, if you want your participants to sit 8 o'clock to 4, and there is no break, even if it's a 10-minute break or a 15 minutes, it's an advice anyway. So you're not going to say it in a commanding tone, just an advice that, according to research, people don't have very long attention span. And if they would sit from 8 to 4 and all they would do is to be listening and listening and listening, there is no game or anything, don't you think they should have 30 minutes break? Don't you think we should have a film show, or maybe comedy or quiz or something in between that would make them lively and all? Now, let's say you don't have the opportunity of that, and okay, you never had this before, so you just accepted the invite and you got there and you have to speak. Now, I think one of the things to do is to, you can tell your audience to stand up. That's okay, everybody, Why are you not smiling? Okay, can you stand up? Can you smile? Can you sit? Can you turn to your neighbor and say this? You can engage them in some kind of mild exercise. Okay, can you, some people will say stand up. Okay, can you sit? Oh, I want to see those that are very smart. You just have to study your audience and know exactly what it is. Or you can start with a question, a very deep question. Oh, what do you think about, for example, now election is coming, and then something. Make sure you're talking about something that would not be too controversial, or that would not cause a fight. But you could just think about something and say, okay, so what do you think about this? For example, a very good thing to say would be, oh, do you think women should campaign for the president of Nigeria? Some people wake up immediately, you say that, and want to talk. And then by the time people start talking, it might not be so much with your speech or so, just a light conversation and something. And you say, okay, I love to hear your views. I know that I have an interesting audience. Well, today I'm here to talk about this. Then you can also reduce the time you're going to speak. If they allowed you to speak for 1 hour and you already notice that your audience are sleeping, if you speak for 45 minutes or 50 minutes, you've tried. You don't have to speak for that 1 hour. Or you can make your speech a question and answer section. Maybe you want to speak on English language now. What is English language? When was English established? Who is the father of English? You can throw it open to say, okay, I want to know what you think is English language, and let people talk. 3 people should answer this question. What is English language? And when they come out, give them an opportunity to maybe tell us your name and what you do. People love that question because they can use that to sell themselves and say, okay, I am this and that. So you have to, at that point in time, you have to think fast, because nobody would say, the speaker is not our fault, this, that. Some people will just make conclusion based on the fact that, oh, she was just saying rubbish at that point. You get? So at that point, you have to think fast. And that's why I say, if you watch videos of other people when they speak, you would know what to do. You might not know exactly how to do it, but you would get inspiration, you would get, your creativity would speak at that point. Something that would engage the audience at that point. But the best is actually to have spoken to the host and make them see reason why they should have given them a break or something before you come on stage. So, and I know that as you continue, you might even get better suggestions than the one I just gave now. Yeah, so thank you. Are we good?
Yes, thank you very much, ma. Thank you.
Wow, what an evening with Masterful Speaker Dorcas. So, Masterful Speakers, let us appreciate once again our trainer for tonight, Masterful Speaker Dorcas, the coordinator of the Masterful Speakers Challenge. I'm sure that we're going to have a wonderful time connecting with her. Thank you, Masterful Speaker Dorcas. Really, you've been so much of a blessing to us this evening.
You're welcome.
And I want to say to others who joined, who are yet to sign up for the masterclass, today is the only day you get for free. After today, the masterclass is only going to be available to those who have paid. So honestly, if you want to join a masterclass, all you have to do is to reach out to the person from whom you got the link into the masterclass. If I'm the one, reach out to me and say, Coach, I would like to. If money is the problem, let's talk about it. So money should never stop you from coming in. And then I want to encourage all of you too. We are gonna give a sort of awareness where people can get the replay to the masterclass, so that we can encourage them to register, into the masterclass, so that we can have a more robust and enriching experience. All right. So I know it's been a fantastic time with you. Coming up,
can I make a request?
Yeah, please. Masterful Speaker.
I don't know how to screenshot on my laptop, so I wish I have just a screenshot of this view.
Okay.
Somebody can do that.
Yeah, yeah.
I would appreciate that.
When I send the live stream, when I send the link to the recording, I'm sure you can take a screenshot from there. Or do you want to take it like right here? But I'm sure normally we always take screenshots, and someone can take the screenshot, post it into the group. So Masterful Speaker Dorcas is gonna get it. All right.
It's actually possible if you type sniping tool on your search bar. An icon
What do you say?
I said it's actually possible for you to take a screenshot on your search bar. If you press the window key on your system, type sniping, SNIPPING, sniping tool. All computers have it.
Okay. I've seen it.
If you click on it, you'll be able to do like a cropping exercise from the top right to the bottom, top left to the bottom right. Then you'll be able to speak.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You know, there is a saying that in teaching we learn, and in learning we teach.
Yes.
So you can see that exchange we are talking about. That's why it's good for you to be like in a meeting like this. Not, I don't know how people are still surviving doing WhatsApp classes. Like I'm not good with WhatsApp. Like, the least I can really do is Telegram live chats. Like, you know, there was a time I used to do WhatsApp, you know, classes, but WhatsApp classes are not as engaging, you know, as this. Like, you know, it's been such a great experience today. So a couple of things we're going to be learning in the coming days. We're going to be learning how to master spoken English. We're going to be learning how to prepare for your most memorable speaking engagement. We're going to be learning about how to get and sustain speaking invitations, like speaking platforms. We hope that you too will be able to create your own platform. Okay, so we're gonna lead you on how to do that. And then besides that, we are also gonna teach you how to host your own events. And then we're gonna teach you the most unexplored but most radical key to the mastery of anything at all, particularly the mastery of speaking. Remember that in order for you to get the very best from this masterclass, every teaching, imagine the lengthy but exciting teaching that we got today, we only attached 20% to it. But you remember that as soon as you got into the Q&A, there was a lot more that we covered, and that was where we got the 80% of value. So I want to really encourage you, feel free to always ask questions. It doesn't necessarily have to be very related to what you've been taught during that, you know, during that session, but something that is just like bothering your heart. Let us ask questions as much as possible. So yeah, it's been a very wonderful night. Our next class is going to be on Friday by exactly 7 p.m. So before then, we are going to keep interacting. There will be videos sent to the group. Make sure you check out the videos. There will be prompts sent to the group. Make sure you check out the prompts. Make sure you interact. And the fastest way to get to me is not by sending me a text. The fastest way to get to me is by
Hello.
Call. Okay. So, okay, Matthias, you want to say something? Masterful Speaker Matthias. Oh, was that a mistake? Okay, yeah. So
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
From Ghana.
Yeah, from Ghana. Matthias from Ghana. Yeah. Thank you. I'm very glad this evening for the wonderful speak that our dear sister, Masterful Speaker Dorcas gave. I think it is very encouraging. And I want to use
I can't hear.
It's possible a network challenge.
Alabi. Masterful Speaker Alabi. Should I want to request that if he can kindly assist me screenshot something on my PC, my machine. So I think this is what I am requesting for. Thank you very much.
Okay, you mean learning how to screenshot from the laptop?
Yes, from the laptop, exactly.
I think a lot of us want to learn it. So maybe he would send it to the group. Because I've started reading about it already. I've not been able to do it, so I'm reading about it.
Okay, you mean you were not able to do it?
Yes, I wasn't. But I'm online. I'm reading about how to
Did
do
you
that.
get the sniping tool?
Yes, I got it.
It's very
So
easy.
if it is possible,
there's like a crop icon on that sniping tool. So you have to click on it. Once you click on it, your screen will go a bit like a what do I call it now? To go whitish, sort of. Then you now start cropping from top left of your screen to the bottom right of your screen. I mean, you will hold your left mouse, hold left click, hold it down, like you're cropping from the top left. You drag it to the bottom right. Then you release it. Once you release it, you have a capture. So that capture is copied already by default. So you now go to either Excel or Microsoft Word, you Control V, paste inside. I wouldn't know if you got that.
Okay. I will try it. I'm trying it already. But I think you can engage in the group.
Hey, Masterful Speaker Matthias, we can't hear you. Sorry.
Okay, please, if you would kindly put the steps on the WhatsApp page, we will be glad.
Okay. But I just joined the Facebook page. I'm not on the WhatsApp group. So
okay. So maybe
Masterful Speaker daily.
All right. Speaker Alabi, could you kindly send me a message personally so that we can see how things go? All right. Yeah. So friends, oh my God, you guys really stayed a long time today.
Okay, so thank you so much. I've been able to do it.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Masterful Speakers, let's catch up again on Friday. But while you are leaving, remember the words of Tony Robbins: knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. Action is power. So go take action. Everything you've learned today, go put them to action and keep being a masterful speaker, a deeply thinking, or frankly speaking, and an audience lifting masterful speaker. I was at an event not so long ago, and while I was speaking, the panelist that was a co-panelist with me had to pause and say, "That's so deep, like deep." I'm like, yeah, I'm the masterful speakers coach. It has to be deep. You get the point. So I'm sure that's what they will keep saying about you, like, that's deep, like deep. So because you'll be a deeply thinking, frankly speaking, an audience lifted masterful speaker. I'm sure masterful speaker Dorcas has demonstrated that tonight. It's now your turn. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful night. God bless you. Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you so
everybody. Bye.
Bye.